First Greek myth, Arachnid the Spider-Woman. Catholics, Arachne, a clever but proud girl. Athena, a great goddess. Once there was a girl called Arachne who made the most beautiful top child. She really was very clever. The only trouble was Arachne could not help showing off. When people said, Arachne, you weave the best tap child in the country, Arachne would say, how dare you? You make I weave the best tap child in the whole world. And when people said, your work is so beautiful, Arachne, did the goddess Athena teach you to weave? Arachne would say, I taught myself to weave without any help at all. Thank you. Late one afternoon, when Arachne was sitting outside working, a crowd of people gathered around. I wonder what she's making today, said one man. Arachne loved being the creature of attention, and she began to weave the colored thread together even more quickly. Before long, she was holding up another stunning textile to the crowd. So it is true, cried. So it is true, cried the farmer's wife. Athena didn't teach you to weave. The smile disappeared from Arachne's face. How many times do I have to tell you? She cried angrily. Athena did not teach me to weave. She could never make a textile as beautiful as this. Just then an old lady dressed in red pushed her way to the front of the crowd. Are you saying that you're a better weaver than Athena herself? She asked. Yes, said Athena confidently. And if anyone sees Athena, tell her that I challenged her to a contest. Very well, snapped the old lady. Let the contest begin. The old lady started changing a spell, and instead her hair turned from the fearless gray to dazzling shining gold. The wrinkles disappeared from her face. The crowd fell back. It can't be, gasped the farmer. But it was. There in front of them was the great goddess, Athena herself. May the best weaver win, said Athena, and she took a selection of a brightly colored thread and began to weave. I will be the best, said Arachne, and she too started to weave. In no time at all, the contest was over. Athena held up her work for the crowd to see. It was truly beautiful, with the silver cloud, shooting stars, and the moonlight hills. Breathtaking, said a little old lady. Wonderful, agreed another man. Then it was Arachne's turn with a smile on her face. She held up her work for everyone to admire. The crowd fell silent. Arachne's work really was better than Athena's. I told you, said Arachne smugly. I am made by far the best weaver. You got to think you're special. Well, you're not. The crowds could not believe what they were hearing. Nobody's insult the gods like that. Shut up, you fool! Snorted Athena. It is true that you are the best weaver, but you have not respect for anyone. You need to be taught a lesson. From now From now you will only live in the dark. Now what will the admire your work? Instead, they will brush it away as soon as they see it. As Athena laughed out loud, Arachne felt a terrible pain. The grand thought her body was happening. She cried. Everyone around her seemed to be getting bigger and bigger. Then they realized that no one was getting bigger. She was getting smaller and smaller. Now Athena's laugh was so loud that Arachne tried to cover her ears, but her hands had gone. Instead, they had 8 long fingers, each covered in thick black hair. Athena had turned her into a spider. Arachne hid under the wall, terrified and lonely. Will I ever be able to live again? She wondered. When it got dark, Arachne scolded up a wall and started working. She moved all through the night with her 8 hurried fingers. By morning, she had spun a beautiful web across the window. Look what I have made, she called it to her father, but her father could not hear the tiny voice. There's a spider web in the window, he complained to the servant. Sweep it away now. Arachne ran to another corner and started spinning a new web, but no matter how hard she tried, people never stopped to admire her work again, ever. Poor Arachne, how did she wish she had not been such a show-off, and so rude to the great goddess Athena. The end.